Not great, Bob.
So that's the thing. That's how I always remembered from that GIF. He walks in and Bob Benson says, "How's it going, Peter?" And he says, "Not great, Bob." So it's very different.
Okay.
He's like, it's like more exasperated. Like, it's funny you should fucking ask because it's not great, Bob.
Oh, yeah, it's much different than what I expected because, I mean, just from that GIF, it looks like not great, Bob.
It looks like not great, Bob. We just went long on not great, Bob.
We did. That's right.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
I think Carly Rae Jepsen slipped up.
How so?
So she is doing the thing where after she puts out an album, she puts out the quote unquote B-sides, and that's like the other batch. And it worked extremely well with Emotion, and then what were they called? Emotion Side B or Emotion B-sides, whatever.
Yeah.
That had a very believable. The first batch was the best songs. And then these are just the other songs that were recorded around that time. And hey, like you can prefer a lot of these songs to the songs on the on actual Emotion. She just did that with Dedicated, and it is so clear that she's just actually like, okay, I'm going to record 20 songs, 25 songs, whatever, and I'll just split them up evenly. But she slipped up because it's not even close. Dedicated B-sides, that's a good album. Dedicated stunk. This is actually
let's not slander Dedicated.
She saved all the good ones for the quote unquote B-sides.
Let's not slander Dedicated here. Dedicated has some high peaks. It's not as complete of an album as you mentioned Emotion and B-side working for that, but that's because Emotion was like a fucking unbelievable album, like start to finish. So It's like if you have some B-sides for that and they're like good songs, you're like, oh, okay, I guess I could see you having stuff on the cutting room floor that's not quite as good as the stuff on Emotion. This one, it was like if you swapped out like half a dozen songs from Dedicated and you swapped in these songs, you'd have a really good complete album that almost competes with. So
that's what I'm saying. She clearly didn't, though. She clearly didn't put all the best songs on. Yeah. On Dedicated. I think the plan was, okay, we had fun with the Emotion and the Emotion B-sides, so this is again going to be like a double album, and I'll just release them one at a time. But there's got to be like a lot of people prefer Emotion B-sides to Emotion. I think that Emotion's
people are wrong.
A little better.
Yeah.
But this is like you clearly think that these B-side, quote unquote B-side, by the way, to the kids out there, A side would be the single and the B side would be like an album cut or something that was left off an album and you just put it out there. For example, Silver Springs left off of Rumors. I think it was the B side of the Go Your Own Way single. So the B sides were like just legitimately like the trash, your extra little things. These songs are clearly better than the quote unquote A.
But I also think that they're safer. Which for Carly Rae Jepsen, I feel like she's not down with like safe a lot.
Yeah,
she likes I don't know. She likes like for me, Dedicated was notable just because like she did a lot of weird stuff on that, and some of it worked, some of it didn't. But like she took some chances with Dedicated, and a lot of these songs on the B side are like very safe but very enjoyable pop songs.
So it's funny you say that she's safe, and I feel like. One of my friends brought this up on Twitter, like, why doesn't she have more like top 40 hits where people just so turned off by
Max?
Yeah,
Max
were people so turned off by Call Me Maybe that they just didn't want to hear Carly Rae Jepsen again? And it is a good question because it's not like she's working with all the hit makers. She's not these are these are the same people that are making the top 40 songs that are making the Carly Rae Jepsen songs. But
it's a great question because she's making straight up radio hits.
Yeah, but you said that these songs are safe. Like there is some sort of quality to it though that is a little more chewy than your Taylor Swift songs or whatever that are just like really, really basic, but really, really good sounding. There's like some just like melodically, she's a little weirder. She's still very, very safe and accessible, and everybody's gonna enjoy it. But like, I could see how like someone who only listens to Taylor Swift and who only listens to what do people listen to now? Ariana Grande is not a good example because her songs can be kind of sophisticated. But like someone who only listens to whatever is
Meghan Trainor.
Yeah, you're right. So if you're a Trainor head and you hear Carly Rae Jepsen, well, depending on your gender, you might be predisposed to not liking Carly Rae Jepsen for some reason. But say you are a male Trainor head and you listen to Carly Rae Jepsen, that's a bad example because if you're a guy and you listen to Carly Rae Jepsen, you're going to like it. I'm really struggling with this analogy. But there's something to Carly Rae Jepsen that for some reason, despite being very high quality pop songs, I think it is like just like a little, like a teeny bit too creative for and God bless like the top 40 stuff, but just like a little too creative and a little too thoughtful. Like I think that like if like Ariel Rechtshaid or whoever is producing a certain Carly Rae Jepsen song, I think they go into it knowing like, okay, I'm going to bring like my more fun stuff to this Carly Rae Jepsen project versus like hey, I found the next Hey There Delilah. You know, it's not going to be a straight up easy, like you hear it 100 times and you're sick of it type of thing.
Why are we like that as a society? This is like
they're like we're turned off to like kind of clever
ever. Shit. Yeah, it's like why do the top things have to be the things that suck?
Oh, we discuss this all the time with I'll be like, hey, this is a good tweet, and you're like, no, you got to dumb it down a little bit, man. No one's gonna care about that. Like the joke you put in there.
But do we have to dumb down Carly Rae Jepsen? Like, is Carly Rae Jepsen too fucking sophisticated for us as a people?
That is my only explanation for why she isn't constantly like number one song.
The thing that I love about Carly Rae Jepsen and her music is that like it's very stupid. It's very stupid. Like and like lyrically and stuff, it's so stupid. But it's done in such a fucking fun and like different way. And are we just like, are we not able to, as like a general society to take in like a slight thing that is maybe a little too sophisticated for our tastes?
You know, my answer to that is going to be yes. That's what I've observed.
So stupid.
Absolutely. That's the case. Are you kidding me? So you said that like Carly Rae Jepsen, for all intents and purposes, like the product is very stupid. Friend of the podcast, Nora Princiati, pointing out that she is now 2 for 2 with literal songs on her B-sides. Shout out Window.
I was gonna, yeah, right.
That song about a window.
I was gonna say, has any song aged more poorly than Store?
No, because
nobody's going to the store. Yeah, but nobody's going to the store. No song has aged more poorly than Store.
So that should be a tweet. You should tweet out that song with like, "Yikes, this one didn't age well, Carly."
God.
Yikes. No, but I went for a walk today. It's why my allergies are so terrible. But I went for a long walk today. Put on this dedicated side B, and boy, I mean, after you get through the first song, Love Isn't Crazy, which isn't very good. Like Window, unbelievable. Felt This Way, unbelievable. Stay Away, and Felt This Way are definitely like a package deal.
Felt This Way is unreal.
I prefer Felt This Way, but those two are definitely a package deal. Those songs are great, and you just keep going. Like, this is what they say, just okay for me. Heartbeat, I loved. I just stand the Carly Rae Jepsen ballads. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, you're preaching to the fucking choir here, because I mean, Carly Rae Jepsen is.
You weren't like a huge I thought that people were annoyed that I liked All That. No,
I don't know.
Were you in All That, head? Do you remember that song?
I don't remember.
It's that song. That's like a top 3 Carly Rae Jepsen song.
I wouldn't know. Then never mind. Then
Tell me if
in that
you want me, if I'm all that. It's very.
No, that song is great,
and it's got a.
But I wouldn't say top
bridge.
3.
It's got a. I love that song. Yeah, I don't know if it's. Let me see. Top.
I wouldn't say top 3. That's a fucking. I mean, with how many hits she's had over the past like 5 years, top 3 is saying a lot.
Yeah. We are recording, by the way. Shut up, mate.
Yeah, I did check before we even started.
How do you know? Does it say you're being recorded?
Oh, yeah, it's recording in the top corner here.
You're being watched.
But yeah, I mean, I was a little worried with Dedicated Side B because, like you said, it certainly wasn't as deep. The side A's weren't as deep. And
it was a lowercase a for Dedicated.
Yeah, the last song that she put out, the last single, was just fucking terrible. I forget the name of it. But the single that she put out before this, we listened to it. Remember, we listened to it in the group chat and we discussed it. We were like, "Oh no, we're just going to pretend this didn't exist."
So that's another thing about being a Carly Rae Jepsen fan. Again, people don't know. You can be a guy or girl. Usually, the cards fall, the chips fall. Where if you're talking about Carly Rae Jepsen, it's going to just be a group of men for some reason. But Carly Rae Jepsen fans, at least the ones I know, are totally okay with admitting she's got some terrible songs.
Yeah, like she's extremely hit or miss for me. Like, and when she misses, she fucking misses. But when she hits, it's constant rotation.
I made the comparison today. So Nora brought that up. We were chatting about the side B, and she brought up like, oh yeah, there's like she's gonna have clunkers, and that's just kind of part of the Carly Rae Jepsen experience. So I compared her to Foo Fighters in that like each album has like 2 or 3 like, oh my God, this song is going to get me through the next couple of years. And then like the rest of it is usually just kind of like, and there are exceptions. Foo Fighters have a couple of hot take. I'm not going to say Color and the Shape. I'm going to say that I'm going to say There's Nothing Left to Lose and Wasting Light are the two most complete Foo Fighters albums. Anyway, but like their greatest hits is going to be unbelievable because if you do like 2 or 3 great songs every album and you make a bajillion albums, then it's going to be great. And
also, the Foo Fighters have definitely already put out like 2 greatest hits albums, right?
That's true. Yeah, they actually on their you know what I like about greatest hits albums? That oftentimes they'll record like 1 or 2 more songs for it. You notice that?
Yeah.
Foo Fighters did that. The song on their greatest hits was Wheels. When Wheels
yeah.
That's a great
song.
I was like, yo, ballsy of you to put that on your greatest hits album, knowing that would be like a greatest hit.
It's like, well, we're just going to expedite this one to the greatest hits album. We're not even going to let you guys get it there first.
Isn't that incredible though? But like that would be, oh man, I think I would do well if that were like a Jeopardy category, like songs
greatest hits exclusives,
right? Like greatest hits exclusive songs. Don't sleep on this one from Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volume 2. What is The Night Is Still Young? Yes, song's not very good. I'm like, it's okay. And I would delay the
you and Alex Trebek just getting into a fucking war over like what songs are actually good.
Yeah, I have thought. I was thinking the other day how funny it would be if you were on Jeopardy and you were just like a little too chatty. Just like
Trebek would fucking hate you.
Gotta keep going. Like, would he say something like that?
He'd be like, "Shut up, nerd. On with the game."
Yeah, I'd be
Trebek
like,
is really mean when he has to be, and sometimes when he doesn't have to be.
What was it? The player that broke the color barrier in in baseball?
Jackie Robinson. Somebody's like, "What is Babe? Who is Babe Ruth?"
And this
no,
Babe Ruth. Oh no, that's why I love when he does a oh no. I don't think he did an oh. I think he just did like a straight up no.
Nope. My favorite Jeopardy clip is when the girl is explaining like nerdcore rap or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't he say so? Doesn't he comes with some like toxic masculinity? Isn't he like, yo, you need to get laid or something?
So he says something like, oh, so people who don't have sex.
Didn't he say something like that?
Something like that. Yeah.
He was like, oh,
he basically just straight up calls her a loser.
It was called loser. Yeah, he called her a loser, or there was some.
It was something really harsh.
God. So we're speaking today exclusively about Canadians, to those who haven't noticed. Happy Canada Day, everybody. That's right. You may lose track. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Is there a Canada Day?
Yeah, I don't know. Who cares?
No, I don't know. How do you generally feel towards Canada?
You asking me that genuinely?
Yeah, you said who cares, and that had like a very patriotic energy to it.
Well, me and
Who
Canada
cares?
have an adversarial relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever
Oh,
have you
just
heard
like
of the World
hockey-wise?
Juniors? Yeah,
Oh well, that's annoying. Okay, so like I just mean like in real life though.
Canada's fine.
I love
It's
Canada.
a fine place.
I love Canada. Canada's great. How many places you been in Canada?
Toronto. I think I've been to Montreal. And then like wherever you got to go through to get to Toronto.
Okay, so like
I want to go to
Buffalo.
Vancouver. Vancouver is very high on my list.
Vancouver's great, but I didn't have a good enough Vancouver experience. I went there 3 times in a week and a half.
Yeah,
And-
you had a very stressful Vancouver experience.
Yes, it was at the end of my first year covering sports, and I was very
That's not a true
tired.
way to take it in.
I was trying to look for an apartment too. I needed to find an apartment back home, and I had to just keep going back and forth between Vancouver and Boston. There's a picture of me. A coworker took it. We were in the car driving from Washington to Vancouver, and I just looked like a sleeping little baby because I was just too tired. But Vancouver rules, and Canada, I would say, I'm very pro Canada. Shout out Canada. Want to talk about the clunkers on this Jepsen piece of work?
I'm looking at the. She just posted an Instagram.
An apology
that's
for
like-
some of the clunkers.
Yes, no, it's like a receipt. It's a receipt with the track listings, and then it has all the produced by
Ooh.
our guy Jack Antonoff on the list.
Oh yeah, well he did Comeback, which was the worst song on there.
Oh,
Right?
okay. I don't know. Featuring Bleachers. So yes, but I would assume so.
That song was so rough.
I haven't made my way all the way through it yet. I haven't
Okay, so-
totally sank my teeth into it. But give me the rundown.
Okay, so again, This Love Isn't Crazy. Not good. It actually, or not great. It just kind of sounded like Dedicated. It was just like a not great thing. Window, amazing. Felt This Way, amazing. Stay Away, amazing. This Is What They Say, pretty good. Heartbeat, amazing. Summer Love, Fake Mona Lisa, very solid. Let's Sort This Out, terrible. Comeback, terrible. And the back-to-back Let's Sort This Out and Comeback is the Bermuda Triangle of this album because it is.
Well, you need a
ju-
third one then, don't you?
That's where. How many sides do triangles have? 4.
At least 2.
They have 4, but 2 of them are right angles.
Yes.
Shout out. Shout out.
Shout out geometry.
Geometry. I was like, I legitimately can't even. I was gonna say trigonometry, but I'm like, I don't think I learned trigonometry. Solo. I don't really remember Solo that much. Now I don't hate California at all. I liked a lot, and I was loving it until it was pointed out to me. It's a little long, and then I was like, you know what? God damn it! Now that you say it, it's a 5-minute Carly Rae Jepsen song.
Yeah, but the great thing about songs that are too long, you can just stop listening to them whenever
Cut
you
them in
want.
half. Yeah, just save some for later.
It's better to have a song that's too long than a song that's not long enough, because then you're just going to start listening to it over and over and over again.
There's a sandwich place near me, and the sizes are. It's a pizza place that does subs, and the sizes are medium, large, half, and jumbo. And I was looking at the menu, and it was all screwy. It was like it was a bad website. And you know when like a website's bad and like the text doesn't quite convert or whatever, so it just kind of looks like it's all on top of itself.
Like bleeds into each other, yeah.
Right. So it just all looked out of order, and I'm like, what the hell are these sizes? All right, so you got medium, half, large, jumbo. That's 4 sizes. Should I go? No, I'll just go half. But indeed, half was the third of 4 sizes, and half was just 2 subs.
What?
Half was 2 subs. I've never gotten jumbo. Jumbo's got to be like they like ring the bell and like come in with the tray, and there's like 3 people serving it to you. It's like the Belly Buster at Chadwick's.
Is this sub shop perchance named Starbucks? Because it's like the two establishments in the world that you don't ever know what size you're ordering.
That is such a ballsy thing to be like, you know what? Let's leave them guessing on the size.
Like with a drink, I think you can get away with it easier because it's like if you get too much of a drink, you're like, fuck, whatever. I'll just throw the rest of it this
Right,
away
just
or
throw it
whatever.
at somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. But for like a meal, that seems like such a waste. You're like, I'll just fucking roll the dice on this one.
So I'll tell you what, that place though, it ended up becoming a favorite of mine because whenever I would, this was in my younger days, I would, on like a Friday night, if I was going out, I would order a half a sub, eat one of them, toss it in the fridge, and then come back for it later. In reality, I would come home, forget that I had it, order pizza, and then the next
be like,
day,
oh, shit, I got a
I'm
sub.
like, not only do I have one slice of pizza left over, I have a sub. Pretty exciting stuff. So that's the Carly Rae Jepsen development. Haim also has a new song out, and it's not amazing. It's not their best, I would say. I've only listened to it once. It's called "Don't Want It" or "Don't Wanna," something like that. Kim Petras, I would say, still has the edge in songs that start with "Don't Want" or Alabama Shakes. "Don't Want to Fight No More" by Alabama Shakes. "Don't Want It At All" by Kim Petras. "Don't You Want Me Baby." "Don't You Want Me Ow." Just a lot of songs like that. You've been eating hot dogs, I hear?
Have been eating quite a bit of hot dogs.
Hot dog.
I mean, hot dogs are great. I think that my new like favorite comfort food is like 2 or 3 hot dogs, and a Miller Lite.
So you
It's
said
just such trash.
So you
It's
said
such
this.
trash.
You said something about
Miller High Life. Sorry.
3 hot dogs in Miller High Life, and I'll tell you, this shows how long this ridiculous thing has been going on. Like 2 weeks into quarantine, whatever you want to call it, I started doing hot dogs every day.
Yeah.
And I did that for a while, and I can't tell you the last time I've had a hot dog.
Well, yeah, you can burn out on hot dogs pretty quickly.
It still feels like it's like probably like a month ago. I went through like a bag of 24 of them, and I can crush hot dogs. But what stood out to me was that you said 3 hot dogs.
Because we've had this discussion before. As soon as you get past 2 hot dogs, I think in the past
so
you've
gross.
said you're right. I disagree. I'm going to bump that up to 3.
That's
I can
so
eat 3
weird.
hot dogs now.
That's had you always been like? Were you?
No, I was
in
on board
agreement
with
me?
I was on board with 2 hot dogs before. I think maybe it's just like I'm just steering into the quarantine grossness and upping my level of like where my standards are set, or I guess lowering the level of where my standards are set. And I'm down to do 3 hot dogs now.
Maybe I'm going to try that out of boredom to check. Maybe it's like
maybe it also helps that I'm drinking the Miller High Life because it's like washing it down.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
I'm just
Drowning it out
doing
a little bit.
I'm trying to really now, like, I'm eating terrible food, but I need to start eating less of it. Really pushing new into a new frontier weight wise. So I got to calm down with that. But now I'll just finish a meal. I'm doing like an at home bang bang. I finished breakfast today
yeah.
and then immediately made nachos.
Oh my God. That is horrifying.
And I was like, what? I was like, and I went into this being like, hey, you're not going to have too crazy a breakfast, okay? Just a couple of eggs. And what did I do? I was like, just a couple of eggs.
Well,
and
I think
it.
that's probably where your problem is, because if you show some self-restraint, you can talk yourself into something worse later. I do that all the time. Like my sleep schedule has been terrible lately. And so like this week I've been like, okay, I'm going to start early. I'm going to start my work early, start at like 7 PM. And I'll get like halfway through it at 10 PM. I'll be like, oh, I deserve a break. And I'll go play video games for like 3 hours. And then I'll be right back to where I was. Where I would have been had I started late. Like it's, I have no self-control, and I'm able to talk myself into doing other bad shit when I like start off well.
Yeah. Have we talked about this yet? The, like Corona habits, the terrible,
I don't think so. It's just so bad.
I was thinking about this. I don't know. It felt like 3 weeks ago. Like we've developed, or at least I have, and I imagine everyone has developed so many bad habits during this time Like I show up for work, like 1 minute before work.
Like before going on TV?
No,
Or-
let's see. I probably like 6 or 7 minutes before that. But until we all go in like 5 or 6 minutes beforehand, and like we're in a Zoom. But until 1 minute before that, I'm like wearing a t-shirt and I'm just like, I'm barefoot or whatever. I guess the barefoot thing doesn't matter. But like, as far as like changing my shirt, making myself presentable, I don't have to do that until 6 or 7 minutes before the actual record is hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that will carry over for me, but I think it will carry over for a lot of people where like suddenly they're used to, I don't know. I just feel like everyone's going to start being really late to shit.
I mean, I've been doing that for years, so good for me for blazing a path. Our discussion on food, though, leads us into a great transition to our first sponsor here. Did you know?
8, so buckle up, everybody. This episode's gonna suck.
Somebody hit me up when I was Twitch streaming over the weekend. They were like, "Can't help but notice you guys have sponsors again." I was like, "Oh yeah." Oh yeah!
Man.
It only took a global pandemic for sponsors to be like, we're desperate enough for business to advertise with these guys.
One day we'll write that book, man, and it will be
a banger.
Yeah, that book is gonna smack.
Did you know that a healthy diet can help boost a healthy immune system? There's a lot of information going around right now on how to keep yourselves healthy and virus free. Awaken 180 Weight Loss wants you to know that along with other important preventative measures, eating healthy can help strengthen your immune system too. If your body's preoccupied cleaning up from unhealthy foods, then it isn't able to invest energy in fighting off new diseases, and you may be more likely to get sick and stay sick longer. With Awaken 180 Weight Loss, you can become your healthiest self while still being socially responsible. Instead of gaining weight while stuck at home, why not lose weight with Awaken 180 Weight Loss? You'll receive weekly one-on-one virtual coaching, the tools and the foods from all the comfort of your own home. Make the most of staying at home during quarantine time and call the solution for weight loss, Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180 weightloss.com.
Hell yeah. You got topping shamed.
Yeah, how the fuck did that happen?
What losers?
How the fuck do you get topping shamed when your take on toppings is that like, hey, ketchup is pretty good and I think it's fine if you put it on your hot dogs? Ooh, sick take.
So like, it's like, how many moves? Just respond to it and say, I've had a Chicago style hot. Like that's what you want. The topping shamers, that's what they want to say. They just want it known like, hey, I've been to Chicago. I've had the kind with like the celery salt and the sport peppers and the pickles and the tomatoes and everything. Yes, those are the best. And if we had our way, every time we had a hot dog, that's what it would be too. But they're not selling that in bags of 24 at fucking Market Basket.
Right. I can't just stroll over to Portillo's when I'm stuck at home. And the worst part about that too is that like that whole thing, that whole quote unquote controversy stemmed from me writing about it in the newsletter. And when I wrote about it in the newsletter, I literally put as a footnote, I was like, there's nothing that beats a Portillo's hot dog. Portillo's over everything. And people were still like, gross ketchup.
So here's where like knowing that those people are so annoying, I wish you were like, nothing beats a Portillo's hot dog with a nice long squirt of ketchup. Because that's how it's supposed to be. # USA, USA.
Yeah, I know. I would have gotten the hate mail for days. But I mean, it's so funny too because the high horsing when it comes to fucking hot dogs is just so pointless. You're eating a fucking hot dog.
Right,
it's the worst thing that you could put in your body. Who cares what you put on it?
When I do the saddest thing, I do it like a man. Like, cool, you're doing the saddest thing.
Yeah, seriously. It's like arguing like what kind of wine you're drinking with your Kraft mac and cheese. It's like it doesn't fucking matter because you're at the end of the day you're eating Kraft mac and cheese, and no matter what wine you're pairing it with, it's not a delectable meal.
We've been thinking about, and by we've been thinking about, I sent you a link with a question mark, like I don't know, 5 months ago. Portillo's does send you, if you want, you can send away for like a thing of dry ice and everything, and they'll send you some hot dogs And that
No,
feels
you sent the Italian beef. I wonder
Oh,
if they probably do the hot dogs too, but you
They do.
did send the Italian beef.
okay. It's not the first time someone sent you a beef picture by accident. I don't know.
What? You know, it'd be great though is if Portillo's like sent care packages that had like the hot dogs, the pickles, the tomatoes
So
all
they
diced
do.
up.
I'm
They
telling
send you like
dude.
straight up care packages, like Lunchables for Portillo's.
Oh no, they don't send like kitty ones. They send you some like real thing. Let's see, shop and ship. What do you shop and ship? Not since my second marriage. Chicago style hot dogs. This episode brought to you by Portillo's. Chicago style hot
Send us
dogs.
stuff.
You want me to? I'm going to send you the link.
No, I'm saying this episode is brought to you by Portillo's. Send us shit, please.
Oh, that would be great. So in this picture, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's okay. So don't look this up. Do not look. Okay. You get 10 of Portillo's beef hot dogs shipped to you or a friend with all the fixins, everything you need to agree. Yeah. It includes 10 hot dogs in a cryovac pouch, 10 poppy seed buns, mustard, relish, a fresh onion, 2 red ripe tomatoes, 2 whole kosher pickles, sport peppers, and Portillo's hot dog seasoning. Guess how much that costs?
How many hot dogs?
10.
$40.
So that's a thing. It's $65.
What?
Yeah, I'm like,
Kidding me?
I just like can't. And you know that I'm gonna cut that tomato like an asshole. It's
Yeah.
can you send someone with it?
You send a personal chef. Speaking of food, you sent out a call for you sent out a joke tweet from the brunch account. It said, women listeners, we're talking Carly Rae Jepsen on today's episode, so please submit a topic you'd like us to discuss so it's balanced. A very good tweet, a very good inclusive tweet to not forget about our women listeners when we're talking about Carly Rae Jepsen. But somebody responded, Rebecca responded, read the godforsaken Robert Pattinson pasta recipe article. And so that was that really caught my attention. And I looked it up. Pattinson has a pasta dish specialty that he's been making during quarantine. And it's insane. All right. So here's what Pattinson's Piccolini cuisine.
What website is this on? Because all I'm seeing is people writing about this.
Yeah, so I don't know what he posted it on, but what I'm looking at right now is The Guardian, and somebody from The Guardian made
Fire
it.
and nausea.
Yeah.
Right. So everything I've searched, I just searched now, Robert Pattinson pasta recipe.
So is this like when a celebrity's trending and or when something's trending and nobody's actually talking about it and people are just tweeting about it and then it made it trending?
Yes. On the most recent Time Crisis, they said that one of them said that like something was trending, and Ezra was like, and it can be tough during COVID to understand why, or like you see a name trending, and it's tough to understand why it is, and that's so true. A name will just freaking pop up, and it has nothing to do with anything, and just everyone's talking about how it's trending. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Jesus. Yeah, it's just people like making it.
I was gonna say when I searched for it, the only things I got were, I made Robert Pattinson's blah blah. I did this.
Oh, so I guess it was in a recent profile by GQ, and he explained. Okay, here we go. In a recent profile by GQ, which was styled as dispatches from his social isolation, Robert Pattinson discussed a great many things, including his upcoming starring role as Batman, being terrified to run outside, and most notably, this very unhinged pasta recipe. Robert begins by saying that he went on YouTube to try and figure out how to microwave pasta. All right, which he later describes as, quote, really actually quite revolting. Blah, 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 blah. we get to the good stuff where he actually cooked us his portable pasta. The dish, which I will 100% be recreating, is made up of cornflakes, which he got in place of breadcrumbs because that's basically the same shit. So he says a novelty lighter, 9 packs of pre-sliced cheese, and sauce. He puts on latex gloves, the profile reads. He pulls out some sugar, some aluminum foil, and makes a bed, a kind of hollowed-out sphere with the foil. Then he holds up a box of penne pasta that he had in the house and microwaves the raw pasta.
This sounds so much like doing drugs.
Yeah, like it sounds like he's like cooking up pasta, like cooking up in the way that you cook up crack cocaine.
Right. I mean, I made macaroni and cheese the other day without, I just made elbows and then threw some butter and cheddar cheese into it. That seemed like an easy enough thing to do. Like, you don't need to fucking take cornflakes.
What is wrong with this guy? So here's just a list of ingredients. 1 giant, filthy, dust-covered box of cornflakes. 1 incredibly large novelty lighter. 9 packs of pre-sliced cheese. Sauce, just any sauce, apparently, according to Robert Pattinson. Sugar, penne, half a burger bun, aluminum foil, and water.
Again, the aluminum foil, that makes it sound like Walt's cooking process.
Right.
Making meth.
So, yeah, so there's a step-by-step process delivered by High Snobiety. You got to microwave the pasta, pour dry penne in a bowl, and cover it with water and microwave for 8 minutes? All right. Well, I'm just not going to go any further than that because that's insane.
I want to do an article that says I didn't make Robert Pattinson's gross ass thing.
Yeah,
and
because
like, I just ordered
it sounds
food.
like this is literally dangerous to just like light your house on fire.
Speaking of profiles, Jason Isbell was profiled by Stereo Gum, and he was asked about being mentioned in Father John Misty's hit song, Mr. Tillman. Here's his answer. When I heard it, I remembered exactly what had happened. We were in the same hotel. Amanda, his lady, and I were there, I think, to go see Radiohead at Madison Square Garden. We were staying at the hotel, and Tillman was staying there. And I remember we were walking out to the sidewalk to get a car, and Tillman was standing behind me smoking a cigarette on the sidewalk. The car came, and I was like, oh, hold on a second. And I went back because I wanted to say hey to Tillman. We didn't really know each other at that point. I couldn't find him. He had just vanished. But I guess he had seen me. I think he was on some kind of hallucinogenic drugs at that point, and I think seeing me sort of freaked him out because, you know, I'm sober, man, Captain Sober, and I think he saw me and was like, oh no, that's the last person I want to talk to right now. So he turned in and hid behind the bushes or something inside the lobby. It was one of those hotels that has bushes in the lobby. He went in and hid from me in the corner, and Amanda came down, and I said, did you see Tillman standing anywhere in there when you walked out? And she was like, yeah, I thought I saw him standing back in the dark. He wasn't talking to anyone or anything. I think he went from there and played a show in Philadelphia where he got angry on stage about a battleship being in the background. I went back and watched his performance and thought, well, he's pretty fucked up and he's making a lot of sense. It's not like he's wrong. He just wasn't in the same exact reality as everyone else that day, I think. So what
is this
he's
one of those
referencing-
bits where you just completely make up something and then you say at the end, just kidding, I made that whole thing up?
The Aristocrats.
Yeah. Was that a real thing?
Well, I mean, the thing he's referencing was actually in New Jersey, but the battleship thing, that was like the famous Father John Misty rant. He was
No, but I'm saying is that like an actual quote from Jason Isbell?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is just a fucking chaotic story, and I love it.
I mean, it's not the product of drugs or alcohol, obviously. He's not like, I mean, you can goof around sober, but I don't know. I believe that story. I could see him just running away and hiding in the bushes of an indoor place that just has like 2 plants on either side of the door.
I feel like I can't. I not before this, but like now, I guess I can. But I just couldn't imagine Father John Misty running away from anything. Like,
Oh, I could.
like
I could-
actively running away from something.
For sure. Oh, I could see those legs. He probably and those legs and those Chelsea boots. And those super tight pants. He probably looks like a deer.
Yeah, it probably has like very wide strides.
Yeah.
Just like shuffling off with like a lot of hand movements.
Oh man, he's so cool. New
I would
album.
love to see
when?
Father John Misty do some running.
Yeah, dude. I wonder what he does to stay in shape. I could see him being just like a person who doesn't eat, so that's why he's skinny.
Yeah.
I don't know. He did. I did see. I forget. He referenced in. During one of the AMAs, someone asked him if he still had. He used to wear a sweatshirt that said "Legalize LSD," and someone asked him if he still had it, and he was like, "Yeah, it doesn't fit me anymore. I got too fat." And I'm like, "Yo, Misty, you never got
Welcome to
fat."
the club, pal.
You're right. Yeah, him getting fat is like weighing 111 pounds.
Today's episode is also brought to you by BetOnline.ag. There's no shortage of action going on at our exclusive partner, BetOnline.ag. NASCAR's back, and BetOnline has hundreds of games, events, and sports to still get in on. You can bet on simulated NFL, NBA, and UFC, or even participate in a $10,000 Madden Bracket Challenge, a March Madness-style NFL simulation tournament that you can enter for free. And coming up next Saturday, BetOnline has ex-Chicago Bulls, Ron Harper, Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright, and Craig Hodges joining them to discuss the Michael Jordan documentary on what they are calling The Final Dance. That's sure what they're calling it.
Okay, I think you discuss whether it was a good name for that or
The Final Dance. Visit the website or use your mobile device and join today to receive your new welcome bonus and check out all the action. BetOnline, your online wagering solution. That's betonline.ag.
I told you about this. I'm going back and forth on it. I'm really considering demanding you watch Mad Men. You got to watch it.
I don't know. I think that if we do that, there has to be a compromise. There has to be something that you have to do.
Doesn't sound fun. Well, I'll watch Mad Men again.
You're already doing it. I've been seeing you tweet about Mad Men.
That's what we did
for like 2 weeks.
No, dude, it was only 1 week. Very pathetic. I watched the whole series again in 1 week. That's what we did with the Friday Night Lights thing, right? You were doing your first run of Friday Night Lights, and we were like, at the end, we'll have all seen Friday Night Lights. Then let's do a bunch of shit about Friday Night Lights, right?
Yeah, but like I like started it on my own. I wasn't demanded to watch.
So that's what's tough. Like, but I don't know what like the top 10 television shows are ever, but like Mad Men is top 5, and I realized it. I think that a lot of people actually would say that, but like I realized
it's interesting that you did make like the Friday Night Lights comparison, because when you texted me and you said like, "Yo, you got to watch Mad Men," and I told you like I've tried to watch Mad Men. I've watched the first episode probably like 3 times, and I just haven't gone beyond that. And like, it's not because I thought it was bad or whatever. It just wasn't enough to hook me from the first episode. And that happens with me with like a few shows. And Friday Night Lights was one of them. I've watched the premiere episode of Friday Night Lights like 6 times before I even like got into it.
I remember I watched the first episode of Friday Night Lights and I was like, okay, racist. Do we end up working all this out? Or so I was kind of intrigued to keep watching. I was like, wait, this is what's so beloved? So I get that. I mean, that happens with lots of shows. I said to you that happens to people with The Wire, where they're just like, I don't know. It just like, it seems just like too far away, but like not far away enough that it's nostalgic. It's, I remember I watched the first episode of The Wire a couple times and I was like, I just can't get into it. And then once I pushed through, I was super excited. But Mad Men can be tough because it isn't a particularly exciting show. It's just everybody looks incredible and the dialogue is amazing. And that's really it. I remember when I was first watching it, I was doing what I did with Breaking Bad, which was like catch up mid-series. And I remember I found it a very hard show to binge because it's just kind of slow. But rewatching it, man, I was flying through episodes, and it was way funnier than I remembered it being, and just way better than I remembered it being. There's all these storylines I completely forgot about. There's all these characters. Pete, you gotta meet Michael Ginsburg. He is the best. He's played by the guy that plays the loopy lawyer in Silicon Valley. You know that guy? The guy just sits there with the guitar.
Yeah. I mean, that's the guy who's like, I don't think about you at all.
Yes, right. So that's Michael Ginsburg.
Yeah.
And I realized when watching it, so you've not seen Mad Men. How do you think "Not Great Bob" is said? Because we've all seen that GIF. It's Mad Men, by the way, very, very famous for GIFs.
Yeah, so I can like hear it in that GIF, and it's like, "Not great, Bob."
So that's the thing. That's how I always remembered it from that GIF. He walks in, and Bob Benson says, "How's it going, Peter?" And he says, "Not great, Bob." So it's very different.
Okay.
He's like, it's like right. More exasperated. Like, it's funny you should fucking ask because it's not great, Bob.
How are you? Not great, Bob.
Oh yeah, it's much different than what I expected. Because I mean, just from that GIF, it looks like "Not great, Bob."
It looks like "Not great, Bob." We just went long on "Not Great, Bob."
We did. That's right.
The bad boys go along on "Not Great, Bob." We should do like a piece, like an oral history of "Not Great, Bob," and it's just like the writer, directors, and actors being like, "It was in the script."
Yeah,
like that's it. Sure,
he just did it the way that he wanted to.
We've seen the GIF time and time again, but why was Vincent Kartheiser, whatever his name is, yelling at a man on the elevator? Well, it turns out it was from a television show that ran in the 2000s in North America called Mad Men. Bob asked Pete how it was going. Pete, very pissed at Bob, said, "Not great, Bob." But yeah, dude, between "I Don't Think About You at All," there's just there's very good repartee in that show. A lot of good like back and forth without it being too sore.
I mean, I believe you. Right now, though, like I only have time for like one show, which sounds ridiculous, but it's just how consumed my life is by video games at this point. I only have time for one show, and I'm watching Veep.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah. I'm watching Veep, and it's very fucking funny. And
where are you?
I'm like in the middle of season 2. Like I'm going pretty slow. It's an easy. I would understand that it's an easy show to fly through. So like I've watched it, and like I've probably watched like 7 episodes at a time, but I'm only through season 2.
Have you gotten to the part? I think it's late season 2, maybe. I won't give it away, but where they're celebrating something, and Elijah is that his name?
Yeah, it's Elijah, the tall guy.
Yeah, Elijah is outside of the room where they're celebrating, and he's waiting to get in.
Or no, Jonah.
Jonah, yeah, yes. Have you? And Zach Wood says something to him.
No, I haven't got there yet.
Fuck, you're coming up on it, and it is. I don't think it's considered like a top Veep moment, but I think it's like the number one Zach Wood moment in history.
Wait, is that dude? Is a loopy lawyer also in Veep? Didn't he play the guy who like weasels his way in?
Oh, not Dan.
That's not the same guy?
No.
Okay, they kind of look similar.
That would be amazing, though. No, the loopy lawyer. Let's find loopy lawyer. Let's see. Michael.
Oh, yeah, they look similar.
Also, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, Ginsburg has a mustache and is kind of all over the place. Ben Feldman. Yeah, that's a handsome guy.
I mean, so is Dan.
Oh yeah, Dan's great. Dan's a lot of people's favorite character because he is the worst human. He gets progressively worse as the show goes on.
I mean, I don't understand how you could watch that show and not have Jonah be your favorite character.
Yeah,
Jonah is fucking hilarious.
Jonah, and you haven't gotten to him yet, but Richard Splett.
No, I haven't. I don't know who that is yet.
Richard.
But I mean, Jonah is like a tough person because it's like he rotates between being like just this funny doofus and being like actually problematic.
Oh yeah, I mean, really, everyone in that cast is very problematic. But every character on that show is a homer. Like Amy is amazing. Obviously, Selena and the relationship she has with her daughter is just absolutely terrible.
It's horrible.
She's the meanest, coldest parent in the world. But I mean, everyone on that show is incredible. But you're coming up. I think it's season 3. They introduce Richard Splett, who is like this genius, but very Buster Bluth in that like he's got 1,000,000 degrees, but like you can just blow on him and he'll probably fall over. And he's played by Sam Richardson, and he is hilarious. Yeah, Veep's the best. I should rewatch that. I watched that for the first time like a little less than a year ago. Crazy about it. But
Matt Walsh is great in that show, by the way. Like Matt Walsh is a guy who shows up in so much shit.
Just completely impotent.
Yeah. But he's a guy who shows up in so much shit and like never gets to shine, I feel like. I don't know, maybe I just haven't seen him.
I think
in the
he's
right
like
stuff.
beloved in the comedy community, but everything that right, but as like an actor, he's like more
He's
of like
just
a working
that
actor.
guy. Yeah.
Right.
And like in this show, he just fucking kills it. And he just gets completely just like totally run over by everybody.
Oh, so amazing. Wait, who did I say is everyone's favorite character in the show? Who did I I said Dan's a lot of people's favorite character.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jonah's probably the most popular. Jonah and Selena both get so comically ridiculous. Like by the last season, they're the most absurd people in the world. Great show. But yeah, dude, start watching Mad Men after, because I don't know. I need your thoughts on Peggy. I need your thoughts on Meredith. There's this receptionist, Meredith, and she's so positive and she's so cheery. She's so nice. Everybody hates her. They're so mean to her because they're always in a rush and they're always like trying to do something. Everything's going so bam, bam, bam. A lot of business. Oh, we're going to meet with Shel Keneally's going to come in here. Blah, blah, blah. Here comes Duck Phillips. And she's just slowing everything up just a teeny bit by just being a little too polite, too nice. And everyone is so fucking mean to her. It's horrible. What a show. Do we have time for one more thing? Yeah, I think we do, right?
Yeah, we do.
All right. I found something ridiculous. I'm going to text it to you. Hold on. I was on either an Instagram Live or something. Lamorne Morris posted something where he was telling somebody that he was on a list put out in 2016 by Cosmopolitan. There was the 50 hottest men on TV, and he was on the list. And he was like very, very proud of that. So, love you mean it, Lamorne. But I was like,
Are we talking hot guys now? Ooh.
a little bit. But I was like, love you mean it. I got to see the rest of this list because
I mean, Lamorne's not a bad-looking guy by any means.
Right? No, Lamorne's good, but like he's not.
He should never be on the 50 hottest people on TV, especially on TV.
And at
like,
first, I was like,
if he was like the 50 hottest people in this room, I'd be like, yeah,
right.
I could see that.
Do you know that Flight of the Conchords song?
Like on TV
song?
right now?
So I even thought I was like, maybe it was like a on TV this
like
second.
this fall season.
No, like meaning like as I publish, New Girl is on. He is one of the top 50 people. And I was like,
the top 50 hottest people on this episode of New Girl.
Right. I was like, I don't know what else is airing at that time, but I could see it. In one given time, maybe. But this was ever. And I look at this list, and I got to say, big trash. What a weird list. All right.
Let's hear it.
Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy.
Very hot.
Very hot. Extremely hot. Patrick Dempsey from Grey's Anatomy. Geez, watch another show, will you?
Is that McLovin?
I think that's McLovin, as they call him. Yep.
Wait, his name is not Patrick Dempsey, is it? It's Patrick something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Patrick Dempsey.
Oh yeah, it is Patrick Dempsey. Okay, yeah, very hot.
And
very hot.
Jeremy Allen White, Shameless. Don't know who that is.
No, me neither.
Jason Priestley from Beverly
Jason
Hills.
Priestley.
90210. That was 1,000 years ago. Wait, is Jason Priestley?
It's
Hold
exactly who you think it is.
He's the fucking guy. He's Mr. Pink. Is that his name? No, not Mr. Pink.
I don't think so. I feel like Jason Priestley was only in fucking Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh, okay, no.
90210.
All right, wait. Who's the guy in Reservoir Dogs? The psycho. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
He's in other stuff. He's in Kill Bill Volume 2. Michael Madsen.
Yeah, Michael Madsen. He's in all those Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yeah, let me tell you, he didn't age well.
I mean,
Sorry,
neither
Michael.
did Jason Priestley, really. I mean,
Call
Jason
him like I
Priestley's
see
not
him.
hot.
Brian Austin Green, Beverly Hills 90210. Don't know who that is, but he looks a little young. Matthew Fox, Party of Five and Lost. Is Matthew Fox the main guy in Lost? Because if so, he's not bad. But like, what's
Also,
he doing
is
on this list?
Is this a list that's just like only about like major cable TV?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so far
These are like literally only like ABC,
right.
Fox.
We also got Josh Holloway from Lost. He plays, I forget that guy's name, but he's the bad guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Dude, all I need to know is Matthew. I just Googled Matthew Fox.
Yeah.
That guy is not hot.
Right.
Like if you saw him on the street, you'd be like, okay, that guy's pretty handsome. But like on TV, this guy shouldn't even sniff the top 500 hot people on TV.
Is he the subject of look up Josh Holloway? He's okay. Is he the subject of the unpleasant conversation between the main characters in Knocked Up? Doesn't she say she's going to interview Matthew Fox, and he's like, "Oh, tell him he sucks. Like that guy's terrible." And then doesn't he say like, "I hope like the interview goes bad because he sucks" or something like that. He's just like saying all the wrong things, and she's like, "Oh, he's like no one cares about that guy." She's like, "Well, I hope they do because I'm interviewing him," and he's like, just shitting all over him.
So this Josh Holloway guy,
he's good.
He's got a weird face situation going on. He's got his mouth is very wide.
So
his mouth
first
goes like
picture,
across his face.
Right. The first picture when you search for him, his mouth looks like it
huge.
Is just going a mile. Billy Brown, How to Get Away with Murder. I'm zooming in. It's a faraway picture. Oh yeah, he's very handsome. Adam Driver, Girls, of course. Steve Young.
I mean, he's very handsome.
But like, we've talked about him, and like we've definitely called him hot. But have you ever been?
No, like I've never been like, oh, gotta have him. But like,
right.
I
don't know if I've said that about anybody on Walking Dead.
I respect his place on that list.
Has anyone said that about anybody on Walking Dead though? Are people
maybe
like
John Bernthal?
Oh yeah, people. Yeah, I think that he's like that. Like Steve Young's like solidly handsome.
You make a good point that like The Walking Dead, for as like much as of an ensemble cast that it's had over the years, nobody like really insanely hot.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I think that I forget her name, but whoever plays Glenn's betrothed.
Maggie?
Yeah,
Maggie's very, very hot.
I think that she's a babe, but like, yeah, that show had never really had like a sex symbol.
No.
Michael C. Hall, no, pass.
No way. What?
Taylor Kitsch
for sure.
Time.
Should be number one.
Right. Michael B. Jordan, yes, It's about time. Dude, I kid you not. Zach Gilford, it says.
No way.
Friend of the podcast,
well, I mean, like,
but like, what are we doing?
I mean, Lamorne's a friend of the podcast too, but like, we're gonna be honest. Like,
yeah, we can't.
I mean, Zach Gilford is not. I would say that like Zach Gilford has aged pretty well, and he can look very good when he wants to.
But when we're talking about like hottest people on TV, we're talking about people that are throwing haymakers, and Zach Gilford has never gone in trying to throw haymakers.
Right. So he's just like, maybe that's sexy to some people that like, he's clearly not trying to be a sex symbol or something like that. And like, he comes off as cute or whatever, but like, you know how many hot people there are on TV?
Right.
Like the constant argument against people's talent is that like, oh, they're only on TV because they're
right,
hot.
because they're pretty. Right, yeah.
Right.
Vincent Rodriguez III. You have not seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I have. This guy is very, very cute. I don't know. Maybe he plays such a meathead that maybe I'm a little distracted by his character. But I think it's like a very cute, not hot. John
he's
Hamm.
not. He's
Right.
not.
John Hamm. It's about time. Where you
Yep.
been? Ian Somerhalder. Hardly know her. From the Vampire Diaries. I'll tell you what. In this picture, he looks an awful lot like a vampire.
Let me look up the Vampire Diaries because like that doesn't sound like a show that is on like basic.
Nor was Mad Men.
Oh yeah, so like this is opening it up across the board. What are they doing?
Brashear Y. Gray from Empire. Only got one photo here. I need a second opinion. Let's see.
How do you spell Brashear? Oh, I see him.
Brashear Y.
He's handsome.
Let me see.
Very handsome.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's got great dimples.
Took me a few pictures, but yeah. Okay, we'll give you that one. So they're like 3 for 50 so far. Tyler Blackburn.
Hey,
Pretty Little Liars.
Excuse me. Who is this?
Looks like another cute, not handsome. Will Smith.
Yeah. Will Smith.
I don't know. Will Smith. It's like call my dad hot. Like Will Smith's just been like part of my life forever.
What's he on TV for?
Never really looked at him that way.
This is just like this is TV like all time.
It says Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I could see like back in the day, like people thought he was hot.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that this was like an all-time list. Are you fucking kidding me?
Nico Tortorella from Younger.
So when you said Jason
disposable.
Priestley for 90210, I thought you meant like the 90210 reboot that was like on TV at the time. And so I was like, okay, whatever. Like it must have been on at the time that this list was written. But if they're talking about all-time TV people, to have some of these people listed on there, like delete your fucking website.
Scott Foley. It says from Felicity and Scandal, but I believe I know him as Sean from Scrubs.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. That guy's like a weatherman. He's like a David Boreanaz.
He's just got like big lips, man. He's got like a cute lower facial situation.
What is the difference between that guy and David Boreanaz?
I don't know. David
Borealis. David Borealis. Aurora Borealis, whatever.
I think it's Andy Milonakis.
David Boreanaz is look up David Boreanaz. They're the same guy.
Oh, I know who that is. I had no idea that's how that name was said. If you were just like David Barn, I was gonna say I would have known who you meant. But
those two guys are the same person.
Danielle Sunjata from Graceland. Yeah, he's got like a little salt and pepper beard. Yeah. His hair is terrible in this picture, but I could see him being hot normally. Kit Harington, Game of Thrones. How do we feel about
that? He's hot, but like he's hot because of like his character on the show. A big part of it. Like I would say that his last name's Madden. He played. He was in the Queen movie. He played he was in the Elton John movie. He played the same character as the guy from the Queen movie.
Right.
What's his name? Madden. What was the name of the Elton John movie? Richard Madden. His name is Richard Madden. That guy is hotter than Kit Harington.
And what is Richard? Yeah, I could see that. Also, this picture, people have told me that I look like Kit Harington, and I've always disagreed. This picture, I'll begrudgingly say a little bit.
It's just because of the hair and like the facial hair.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. Amari Hardwick from Power. I'd never seen this man before, but I'm saying goddamn because he's breathtaking.
Is that the main character on?
I don't know.
Amari Hardwick.
Hardwick.
Okay, Amari Hardwick. So yeah, so that's the main guy from Power, and
Yeah.
he's very, very handsome. And
Charlie,
he's got like the broad shoulders.
Yes,
and he's just
right.
beefy. Guy's very hot.
Charlie Hunnam. Of
Charlie
course,
Hunnam for sure. Hell yeah.
for Undeclared.
Yeah.
I hate that I can't find Undeclared anywhere. I've been having a hankering for Undeclared.
Yeah, I'm very glad that I watched it when it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
But Charlie Hunnam, man, is a real sex symbol. That guy brings it.
Yes. Adam Brody,
No.
the OC. Wait, is Adam Brody the guy that was in Hide and Seek or Ready or Not?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, so I'm going to vote against Adam Brody for the OC, but I will vote for Bounce Back Brody.
I mean, like, people love him.
I like new Brody.
And I think that he's very cute, and like people love him, and so like sort of a respectful pick. But if we're going top 50 all time,
Yeah.
no.
Ed Westwick from Gossip Girl. He looks okay. He's got like
Chris Hardwick.
he's a little too Efron for my liking.
Okay.
Then we have Lamorne Morris, and I gotta say, Lamorne, I don't know if you picked the picture or what, but that's a solid picture. So at least I don't know if this is like a thing that you got to campaign for it or whatever. They chose a good picture of Lamorne. Who again?
Is Lamorne even the hottest guy on New Girl?
I don't see. That's tough. Let me think. I mean,
No, I would say that Damon Wayans Jr. is more attractive.
Yeah, I forgot. I wasn't thinking of Coach. I was thinking of the
Like
main
Nick
crew.
isn't. Nick is like maybe in a more like endearing, approachable way, I guess. Yeah. I don't get like the appeal of Max Greenfeld.
Right. He's. I'm trying to think of who I'd compare him to, where it's just
like he's not unattractive. It's just like he's not.
He needs a scar
bring
or
anything
something,
enough. He doesn't bring anything enough unique to the table.
Right. He needs a scar.
But you know when that show was really hot was the like the older dude who dated Jess for a while.
Oh yeah, I forget his name. That's a legit actor. I forget his name.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, he was like a 90s heartthrob kind of like he would be the leading man.
Right.
In a movie with Julia Roberts. I think he maybe was at some point.
What's his Russell?
Russell, yeah.
Russell, New Girl.
Dermot Mulroney was his name.
Yeah, Dermot Mulroney. I also know him from SNL did a game called Dylan McDermott or Dermot Mulroney. And it was just like a picture of one of them. It's like, which one is this? And no one could get it because they're like,
so he was the leading man in My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts, and then in The Wedding Date with Deborah Messing.
What a lazy movie name.
Yeah.
The Wedding Date.
He was in Friends. Who did he play in Friends? Did he date Rachel? He definitely dated.
Oh,
Rachel,
was he? No, there's no way. I'm not even going to say it. This would be wrong. I was going to say he was Joshua, but he wasn't.
No, he definitely wasn't. Joshua had a curly, like, red hair.
No, he didn't. Not
Joshua?
Red hair.
Yes, he did.
Oh, he was like a
blonde.
Yeah, maybe it could have been a red thing. Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah, so Dermot Mulroney dated Jennifer Aniston in Friends. Rachel and Gavin.
Gavin. This sounds familiar, but I can't place it. Blair Underwood from LA Law and Sex and the City. I will give it to him. Actually, and then some.
Joshua was Tate Donovan, and he was in the OC. He played Marissa's dad in the OC.
Jimmy Smits from NYPD Blue and Dexter. This guy kind of looks like Sting in this picture. I will not approve. Idris Elba. What took you so long? Evan Peters from American Horror Story. Yeah, this just looks like they needed to find like a list of guys who were on TV. Like a lot of people just look like guys. This kid just looks like a guy.
They do have what's his name? The guy who's married to Sofia Vergara, who we
Right.
like to make fun of his name.
Joe Manganiello. Of
Joe
course.
Manganiello.
Joe Manganiello. Neil Patrick Harris. His speaking of How I Met Your Mother, Neil Patrick Harris on there. It says for Doogie Howser though. Is that problematic?
It's gotta be.
Whoa. Excuse people were watching
What?
Doogie Howser saying this kid's hot.
What?
We report the author of this piece. Ooh.
Like that. I think you kind of buried the lead here. Like the 50 hottest guys to ever appear on your television.
That's what he.
Like that to ever appear on your television. Like that could even open it up to like movies, commercials.
He got a broken TV. George Clooney,
Yeah,
of course,
okay.
got to be good at something. Michael J. Fox, very
No.
cute. I can't say he was hot. Very cute. Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'll
with
give that to you. Joe Manganiello, hell yeah. Christopher Noth. I can't decide if that guy's handsome. You know who that is?
No.
He's big in Sex and the City. He just looks like a person who's probably rich. That doesn't make you hot.
I'm going to it now. Yeah, that guy's he's big from Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not hot. He's just like, oh, okay, that guy carries himself well and probably has a lot of money.
Right. Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a little cutie pie.
down with that.
Rami Malek.
Great hair.
Yeah.
Rami Malek. What? Bleh.
So he's polarizing. I think that he's I don't know, but like super hot. I think he's
Like
attractive, but
he's uniquely attractive, but
Yeah.
he's not one of the 50 hottest guys to ever be on your television.
So here's one I was wondering when it said that of all time. I was wondering if this guy would be on here, and he is. Desi Arnaz.
that's fine.
Yeah, very handsome.
Joshua Jackson.
Joshua Jackson, just
What?
okay for me, dog.
Yeah. Although, pretty hot in that episode of Dawson's Creek that we once watched.
That's
for,
right.
Halloween.
That man, he's gonna be a filmmaker. Milo
Ventimiglia.
Ventimiglia. He doesn't look good in this.
So he's
picture.
he's the guy who dies in This Is Us. He's the father.
Oh,
He has aged extremely well.
Nice. Sam Hahn, Outlander. Looks like this doesn't look like a hot person to me.
Nope. That looks like Chris Pratt in Quarantine.
Jaime Camille.
Doesn't
Let me
look that hot.
Zoom.
Oh, wow.
I think he's
wow.
pretty handsome.
Oh, the next one is an interesting choice.
Yes, I am absolutely on board. John Cho, I wouldn't
Really?
have thought of that, but very handsome guy. Yes.
He's handsome, but 50 all time? No.
Oh, yeah. Let's just say that of the people we've gone through so far, Idris Elba, John Hamm, and Taylor Kitsch are like the only three people that actually belong on this list.
Like George
And
Clooney.
George Clooney, right.
Yeah.
Stephen Amell.
Attractive, but
Fine.
I mean, if
Donald
you wanted to put him
Glover.
on like, yeah, Donald Glover is a strange choice
Says, so like,
because it's him on Community, and he's way hotter now than he was on Community.
right. Yeah, he was
Like now he's got like a certain like ruggedness to him.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
that's way more attractive than like he was like very clean cut, very
Yeah.
like
He just
buttoned up,
looked like very young.
like a nerdy young kid.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't help that he was always like playing people going to school.
That's true. Yeah.
He just seemed like he was like just too into his studies.
Yeah, I mean, like Doogie Howser, this list is being problematic. It's just they love kids that are going to school.
All right. Well, that's your 20. We should go continue to do that. Find old lists that were published like within the last 10 years, but like not within the last 3 or 4. So that's your 2016 list of the hottest people on television. You can tweet what you think about that.